What's today's morning news wrap? I'm Siddharth Gulati and I'm going to bring you all the latest updates that made the headlines on different newspapers and on various digital platforms. So, as always, as it has been our usual drill, let's just begin with some cricket news. And obviously, it's going to be Lucknow Super Giants and Punjab Kings in action at IPL 2025. Well, in case of Punjab Kings, they have gotten off to a winning start in the 18th edition of the Indian Premier League and they would want to continue that. And as far as LSG are concerned, well, they did not really get off to a good start against Delhi Capitals. At one stage, they were in a winning position, but then it was the Ashutosh Sharma show that made sure that LSD did not really cross the line. But then they did make a comeback against the power hitters of Sunrisers Hyderabad. They restricted them, and in the chase, LSG got the job done, and that's where they also got off to their first win of the tournament. So obviously, both teams are coming off those great wins against two of the most strongest teams in IPL 2025. One is obviously SRH, and in case of Punjab Kings, it was Gujarat Titans. And now both LSG and PBKS would want to continue their winning momentum. Now let's just move on to what really transpired yesterday. Just very briefly, in case of KKR and Mumbai Indians, well, Kolkata Knight Riders, they batted first, but they could not really get off to a big score. They lost wickets at regular intervals and were bundled out for 115 odd. But then in response, Mumbai Indians, they did their job to perfection, and at the end, they sealed their first points in IPL 2025. And if we talk about what really transpired in the post-match presentation, in case of Ajinkya Rahane, the Kolkata Knight Riders captain, he wasn't specifically happy with the way KKR went about their work with the bat, and he called it a collective batting failure. Now this has basically troubled KKR because in the three games that they have played, even in the first game against RCB also, their batters were a little hamstrung, and that's one of the major reasons why they could not really get to a massive score. And even now in their third game against Mumbai Indians, it was basically the case of losing those wickets at regular intervals. So KKR obviously need an improved batting show in their remaining games. And if we talk about Mumbai Indians, well, it's great that they've gotten off to their first points at Wankhede itself, their home game, and they would want to continue that in the next few games or so. Moving on to some more cricket news. Well, if we talk about New Zealand versus Pakistan ODIs, Mark Chapman is going to miss the second ODI due to a hamstring injury that he suffered while fielding in the opening ODI that New Zealand won rather comfortably. And in his place, it's going to be Tim Seifert, who will be slotted into New Zealand's 11 for the second T20I. That's going to take place tomorrow. And it's going to be Pakistan's final chance to draw level in the series, because another win for New Zealand would mean that they would take an unassailable 2-0 lead in the three-match series. Some more cricket news. Well, Matt Conniman, Bo Webster, and Sam Constas have been awarded Cricket Australia Central contracts. And if we talk about these three specific players, Matt Conniman had a great series against Australia, a test series against Australia in which he picked more than 15 wickets and was one of the major reasons why Australia not just won that series 2-0 but also confirmed their place in the WTC final. And if we talk about Sam Constas, he had a great start in the BGT against India. He was very brave against the likes of Jasprit Bumrah and company. And seeing that, Cricket Australia have awarded him that contract. And in case of Bo Webster, well, he came in as Mitchell Marsh's replacement midway the BGT. He delivered a couple of crucial spells, also scored a 50. So that's one of the major reasons why these three players have been awarded the Cricket Australia Central contracts. And some more cricket news here in case of Kane Williamson. Well, he has backed fixed scheduling for the World Test Championship, and at the very same time, he's also called for tweaks to the WTC cycle that's WTC cycles that are going to happen from the next from June July 2025, when Kane Williamson has said that there needs to be better scheduling for the WTC matches, and at the very same time teams should not play unequal number of matches. And this criticism has basically come in from various stakeholders after South Africa, who played probably the least number of matches in the previous edition of the WTC, they still managed to qualify for the final. And the teams like England, India and Australia play insane amount of matches in comparison to South Africa. So Kane Williamson has basically called for fixed number of matches so as to make sure that parity is maintained, and at the very same time there is good level of competition amongst all the teams there. Some more cricket news. Well, ECB, the England and Wales Cricket Board, they are planning to retire the Patodi Trophy. Well, there are no confirmed reasons as to why they would want to do so, but that's what the reports are currently doing the rounds. And there's also a report that the India-England Test Series that's going to take place in June this year is going to be named after some of the recent legends of the game. So now let's just see what the newspapers really have to say. There's obviously a bit about Ashwini Kumar, who was one of the major reasons why Mumbai Indians won their opening game of the tournament. Before I move on, Mohit has a comment. Good morning, Mohit. Are there any discussions regarding two-tier system in WTC going forward? Well, there's nothing that's sure as of now, but one thing is guaranteed, that ICC is going to take some calls in their meeting that's going to take place, in April this year. It is going to be based on the fact that you would want to have teams play pretty much equal number of matches so that there is proper competition or equal competition between all the teams. So whatever you read as of now, Mohit, it's just reports, and let's see what really comes out of that ICC meeting whenever that happens. Also, Narendra Berwal is going to spearhead India's challenge at the Boxing World Cup. Freaking awesome as a comment. Good morning. That Australia are going to play a test series in West Indies after 10 years. West Indies are going to host a pink ball test too. This is the second time they're going to host a day-night test. Yes, obviously that's going to happen. And in case of Australia, the last time obviously they faced West Indies in a test series was last year itself, and it was Shama Joseph's brilliance that made sure that West Indies drew the series 1-1. Also, Arsenal's Saka is ready to go against Fulham. Then Rajgir is going to host men's Asian hockey that will take place from August 29th until September 7th. And Pak and Bangladesh are going to clash in a T20I series. So that's about it as far as the morning wrap is concerned. Stay tuned to Sports Today as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world. And there's going to be a proper preview of tomorrow's game in the IPL. Obviously, it's going to be a proper dugout also that we'll do in the evening today. And as far as the LSG and PBKS match is concerned, there's going to be a proper toss update, mid-innings, and a full panel post-match discussion. Freaking awesome has another comment. Ekana is another tricky wicket. Whoever bats first, if they will score close to 200, it's tough to chase. Only 200 plus score recorded here. Yeah, that's going to be the case, and I'm sure that most of the teams now, if not all, for that matter, they would want to have that discussion with the curators as to how they would want their pitch for their home games, because that is going to be a massive factor in the team's bid to qualify for the playoffs. And that's where I think Ekana having a low and slow wicket is probably going to assist to an extent to them also, because they have those good spinners, but at the very same time they'll have to be wary of the other teams too, because they are also loaded with some quality spinners. In case of Punjab Kings, you obviously have Yuzi Chahal, there's going to be Harpreet Brar also, then other teams are also going to come to Ekana. So let's see, I think how LSG strike a balance between that is something that remains to be seen. So until then, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye, but don't go anywhere. We're going to bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world and all the coverage of IPL 2025.